Alright guys, we're going to be working with a crane today and a shipping container. Now when we're referring to the shipping container, I might sometimes call this a crate, but it's a shipping container. If you hear crate, you'll know what they're talking about. Alright, so we got this bad boy full of salvage right now. Now I want to show you guys the sorted tab here. When you go to unsort, it'll use the standard view. This is how it was before update 25, I believe. Then they added in the sorted ability. So I wanted to show you that first. Now we're going to go down here to action tab, package this crate up, because we cannot move this shipping container onto this flatbed until it is packaged. Then we have to unlock the flatbed, hop in the crane. Make sure you're in the driver's side of the crane. If you're not in the driver's side, just hit the Z key, Z for Z. Hit that, and you see I just switched seats into the passenger seat, but I'm going to switch back to the driver's seat now. All right, now see the crane is able to drive around. We want to get nice and close to the shipping container here. Then we want to deploy the crane. Deploy the crane by hitting E, E for echo. Go ahead and deploy that crane. That brings the boom arm out. Now we hold down my right mouse button to move the boom arm where we want it. You drag the mouse away from the crane to extend outward, bring it in close to collapse the crane arm or whatever. And then we left click while holding right click. Right click holding it down is going to allow you to drag the arm around. Left click is going to bring the hook up or down to wherever you want it. So now we just bring this bad boy right over the truck like so. Left click one more time. Bada bing. See, now we got our crate right on back of the truck. All right, so we're gonna just leave this crane here. I should have just left it deployed. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it deployed. You can see when it deploys in the back right here, it's a little thing that balances the crane so it can pick up heavy loads. You'll see that foot comes down. You see that? So let's just deploy it again. All right. So now you guys know how to use the crane. Nice and easy. All right. So let's lock our truck again. Always lock your truck. Never lock these cranes out here, by the way, because people need to come and use them. So never lock these cranes and never move these cranes. You always want these cranes to be available for logistics. If you ever move this crane from here, you're just going to hinder your own logistics. So leave these cranes out here. If you're on the battlefield and one of these cranes are close by, don't even think about it. Just go make a new crane and take it wherever you need it. Let's rock and roll. I'll meet you guys back at the refinery. Alrighty guys, we're here at the storage facility, the storage depot I mean, and now you'll see there's no salvage in there right now. So what we're going to do here first is we're going to come over here and unlock our truck. First, make sure I don't get ran over. So let's run over here. We're going to unlock our truck. Then we're going to access the crane here. Alright, Cody, may I access the crane, please? Thank you kindly, sir. We're going to come reach right over here. Grab this bad boy off. Remember, we're holding right mouse button. There we go. We're holding right mouse button the entire time. So we can actually move the arm where we need it to go. Now we're going to click left button again. Drop the storage box off right over here. Now we're going to hop out. Come over here. We're going to unpackage this first, because in order to extract its contents, we got to unpack it. Then we're going to come over here to the storage depot, actions tab, submit to driveway. Boom, look at that instantly. All 40 are now in the driveway. So then we have to package the box up again, package up the shipping container. There we go. And now we put the shipping container back on the truck. Nice and easy. So hold right mouse button, click the left mouse button once it's over the target. Still holding right mouse button. We're going to drag it right on over here to the truck. Bada boom, bada bang. Gold. So now I'll show you how we get that salvage out of there. Now that we've put 40 units of salvage in there. And I'll just park right over here on the sideline. And I'll ask the gentleman to use his truck really quick because I don't have my own truck. Scoozy. So what we'll do is we'll borrow this truck over here really quickly.
Doing human things.
Now what we're going to do is we're going to come over here to the storage depot. Now you see all that salvage we just put in there? We're going to right click on that because we're in the truck. You can right click and draw 3 stacks at a time. So you see we're just filling up this truck with salvage. Nice and quickly. You see how much faster this is? Boom, look at that. Full truck of salvage right there. And we're just going to swivel right on over here to the refinery. And then we're going to deposit. Oh man, I got a lot in there already. Alright, well, first dump that out. And we'll just make some of this first. And then we'll get that out of there. And I'll deposit this actually into the storage depot, because we could use this in the storage depot. So we deposit all these stacks of B-mats in here. Bada bang. And now withdraw the salvage. There we go.
They come through.
Yep. So by storing those B-mat in there, that's going to let somebody come and take that out and take it down to the front line or wherever else they need it. So now we go right back over here and we're just storing the salvage. And we're going to switch that over to public. I should have done that first. That way I don't have that build up in there again like that. I showed you guys about that last time, but I was actually supposed to use that for something else, but I have time to record to make this video, so that's why I had to just, you know, put it in the storage depot now. But now you guys know the proper way to deposit salvage using a shipping container instead of doing it by hand. What they were doing before is they'll use that crane, drop the crate over here pretty much in the same area where this fuel truck is, and then by hand start extracting the assembling the salvage and placing it into the refinery. And that is the slow, just terrible way of doing it. You use a truck, you extract it from the storage depot and place in the refinery. And look at that, I just moved all of that salvage easy, no problem at all. So I'm gonna take this last little stack out of there and probably this little bit right here. Now, I'm going to also show you guys how to fuel your truck up, because as you can see, my truck is super low. So you can see, well, this ain't even my truck. I'm borrowing it. You can see this is low on diesel. So we come down here to your actions tab and you click on refuel with diesel when you're next to a fuel tanker. Bada bang. You see that little black line that came across there? Well, now we're refueling this truck. So now you see right here, this bad boy is getting fueled up and we're good to go. And you can do that right from the driver's side of your vehicle when you're parked next to any fuel tanker that has fuel in it. Diesel fuel, not petrol, because this vehicle only takes diesel fuel. It doesn't take petrol. So now you guys know. You know how to fuel your vehicles nice and easy. You just pull up next to that fuel tanker, get your fuel, and you're on your way. That way you stay topped off and keep working nice and hard for the team. All right. Let's park my man's truck back over here. I'm not trying to hijack his truck. Thank you, Ben Talks. Thank you, Cody. Throw you guys some commands here. Hey guys, there's something I forgot to show you about the crane that I got to sneak in here really quickly. So I'm going to try to hurry up and get out of these guys' way. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and hold down right mouse button. We're going to go ahead and pick up this crane by this shipping container by clicking left mouse button. Now, I'm going to show you, I think this may also be a bug, but we're just going to test it out really quickly. To show you, I'm going to swing this arm around over here. Everybody's already looking at me like, what is he doing? What is he doing? So we're going to, we're going to set this down right over here. Now watch what happens. You can set this down over here, but you can't pick it up. See? So you can actually set items down outside of the crane's reach, and then you'll have to actually undeploy the crane like so. So I hit E just now so we can undeploy the crane, and then move the crane up closer to then go ahead and pick that up. So that guy, he didn't know that I'm testing, so that's why he went and did that just now. So yeah. Everybody's like, who's that guy in the crane? Get him out of here. All right, yeah, so I needed to show you guys that. I got through editing the video and I'm like, oh my God, I forgot to show you guys this. So there you go. That's I'm trying to make sure I stack this up appropriately. I'll just drop it right there. That should be fine.
There's 2 oil barrels here as
There we go.
well.
Oh, look at that. So neat. Look at me.
Take the oil well down,
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and hop out of here now. And then I'll show you the other thing I forgot to show you.
Line of Mercy has 4 as well.
So now what we have is a truck that's stuck here. You can see it's kind of floating sideways on the wall. Now, one of the things we want to do first, let me go ahead and mute this real quick. One of the things we want to do, if your truck gets stuck and you can't actually get it off of here by yourself, I'm going to show you a quick way to get it off here. So what you do is you first access your truck, go down to the Actions tab, and then you package up the truck. Now, once you've packaged up the truck, then you can just get in the crane, like so. Let me switch seats to the active side of the crane, and then you can just pick the truck up. Move it from the place where it was just stuck, like right over to here. I'm just going to set it down right over here. Set it down right over here. And there you go. Now your truck is no longer stuck. Now, you can't drive around with the truck on the crane like that. You can only move it around. And I think that has to do with the weight of the truck. Like if you have a bunch of stuff in the inventory, in the truck and it's overweight. So let's check the weight of the truck real quick. So the truck's weight is actually 0. Okay, so let's lock it up again, and then we're going to package this bad boy up and see if we can actually move around with the truck. So let's try that out really quick. I want to see if I can stow the crane. So let's go ahead and hop in the crane. Switch seats by hitting Z. Hold down right mouse button, then click left mouse button. Pick it up. Now hit E again. Okay, so no, so it's still too heavy, so you can't even do that. So we're gonna just set it back down. Yeah, so you can't, yeah, the truck's too heavy. You can drive around, I think, with a motorcycle like that, but you can't do a truck. Truck's too big. So that's how you get your truck out of a very difficult situation. Just package it up, and sometimes just packaging the truck up will actually, you know, just it'll unglitch itself just by doing that. But now you know. All right, now since we have this time here, I'm going to be commending Cody and Mentox. Mentox for letting me use his truck, Cody for hopping out in the crane and letting me use the crane during the time that I need it. So you hit F1 and that pulls up your screen here with all the players that are in your region. So now I can come over here to Cody's name and see commends. Now you see how many commends I have available to distribute to other players. I have 100 available. When you're Logi, you're going to always have commends available, because every time you go out there and you pound salvage or components or whatever, you're earning commends available. So now we're just going to go ahead and give a couple here to Cody. So I gave three to Cody. That's the maximum you can give per day. If I try to give him a 4th one, see, you reach your daily limit. Now I'm going to come down here to Mentox. As soon as there we go. There's Mentox right there. So we're going to give him 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. We commended them because they helped us. When you're logistics, don't be afraid to commend people. It's always going to benefit you and them. I mean, that's the way you level up in this game, by the way, because if you didn't level up this way, Logi members would all be max rank. Because of the amount of work that we do, we'd all be max rank. So that's why they have this system that I'm not exactly pleased with commending, but at least you know how to do it. So remember, guys, hit F1, you access the screen. Excuse me, I got a cough. Once you access the screen, you have the option to commend. Whisper is a direct communication. So say if I want to send a message to Cody really quickly saying thank you for your help, I hit Whisper, and you see down here in the chat tab, it shows Cody's name, and now I can just say thanks for helping me. See, so now you got your pink letters straight to Cody. Only Cody can see that, even though it's in the main chat window. Only Cody can see that. Minimize your chat, maximize your chat. If you're in an operation, you'll have operational chat. And this is just the whispers. So I just whispered to Cody. Now, if you hit enter again, it'll still be on Cody. And now maybe I don't want to constantly keep bugging Cody. Maybe I want to communicate with the rest of the team. That's when you just hit tab. So you hit tab and you see I switched to operation chat. You see that up there. And now we go to region all. So all players in the region, including the enemy. That's what that includes. You don't want to use that. Region team. All team members within the region. So all wardens. Since I'm on the warden team. If you're a colonial, it'll be all colonial. World team. So all wardens in the world. And local all. Now, local all is pretty special. I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to get away from these guys first, because I don't want them to think I'm communicating with them. I'm just going to do a test message here so that you guys can see what I'm doing, and I don't actually, start false communicating with these guys. So I'm going to move this big boy tanker away just for a moment here so we can get a nice little proper example going. All right, right over here is good enough. So now when you want to send a message, like say you're on the battlefield and you're a medic, people around you are dying, they're running around like crazy madmen, and you're trying to tell a guy, I'm a medic, come to me, right? So what you do is you go to local all. Now remember, everybody within range of your voice. This game has proximity chat, so if a player is near to you, they'll be able to hear your voice if you're talking. So I hit enter. I'm set to local chat. And remember, if you're not set to local chat, you can just hit tab and that'll bring you around to local chat. And then you can just go, I'm just going to put testing just to, whoops. There we go. I'm just going to put testing. There you go. So you see that the text pops up over my head. So if you're a medic, you can actually just type in, I'm a medic, come to me, and it'll pop up over your head. And that way, the guy who's running around bleeding out will see that text and go, oh, there's my medic, and come directly to you. All right, now another part of communication in this game would be let's hit M to access our map. Now we're going to talk about operations. You can create your own operations by coming down to the bottom of the map. Down here, you'll see create operations at the very bottom down here. If you click on that, it'll allow you to create your own operation. So you can just put the name in there, put your description in there, whatever you're asking for down in there. And then you can change your icon to whatever color you want it to be. I'm not actually going to do this because I don't want to create a false, thing. I'm just showing you how you do it. And if you don't want to create one, if you just want to join one that's already active where there's players already doing whatever they're doing. So if you're just logging on for today and you're trying to find work, see who's doing what, you can just come over here to the top right. And these are all the operations that exist in the world. So you'll see global over here. This shows you that this operation extends across multiple maps. That's what global means. And if it doesn't say global, like this one, it's a Callahan's Passage. So clearly that's an operation just for Callahan's Passage. And this is what they're doing. They're holding Solace Gate. So that obviously means that's a frontline operation, and players in there are possibly fighting on the front lines. So you can just click join. You'll join there. And over here on the right hand side, this is where your operations and friends list is. So if I hit M again to close the map, now you'll see over here a little easier on the right hand side. And I'm just strolling with my mouse wheel to show you. Down here in the bottom, all in the green, these are the operation guys. So you see operation right there, and these are all the guys in the operation. So I have my key bound to H. So when I hit H, it will allow me to talk in the operation. You'll see I'm an active member talking in the operation. Let's unmute so we can hear. All right, so nobody's talking in there right now, and I guess they're fighting. All right, so now you know how. Now, well, you guys already know about the friends list, right? If you don't know about the friends list, you can just click on the player and add them to your friends list. I'll show you that in just a second. I'll probably go over there and demonstrate with Cody again since he's standing still. It's hard to do with a player that's running around like a madman. But first, let's go ahead and hit M one more time for map, M for map, and let's leave the operation that we're currently in. So we're in this operation that I just joined. We're going to click leave, bada bing. We're now out of the operation. But were we to stay in the operation and we wanted to communicate with only members members in the operation, we can click right here on operations tab. We'll see what communications are currently being made in operations, or remember, we could hit enter to do the chat and then hit tab until we're in operations, like so. Now I'm going to switch back to local all. There we go. And now we're going to go find Cody again, and I'll show you how to add people to your friends list. All right. So we have Cody, but he's inside the crane right now, so we're not going to be able to add him. But so we got Mintox over there. What we're going to do is we're going to add Mintox to our friends list. So now if you hold down the Alt key, the left Alt key, you hold that down, you get a little magnifying glass. You move that over to a player and left click on him. Oh, so he's kind of far, so I got to get closer to him so that way we can see the full menu. Hold down Alt, left click on the player. Then you can just click friend while holding down Alt. And now when we go over here, we'll see Mintox is now added to the friends list. Now, if you don't want Mintox on the friends list anymore, you just click on them again, hit friend, bada boom, and it'll take them off. Now, another way of doing that, if he's already on there, maybe you clicked on the wrong guy. It's a bunch of guys standing around and you clicked on the wrong guy and add him, right? So say he's on there and you don't want to have to chase him around to add it, to take him off. Let me first pick up the scrap over here and put this back in there because those guys overdraw that. Well, what you do is you just move over here to your friends list. You don't have to hold down Alt. Once they're already on the friends list, you don't have to hold down Alt anymore. You just move your mouse over there, right click on his name, bada boom. You see that? Now you can invite him to the squad. If you're already in a squad, you can invite him to the squad. This mute right here is for keyboard. So if he's typing and he's saying a bunch of stuff you don't want to hear, you can just mute whatever text he's putting in the text chat. This mute right here is for voice chat. So you click that and you'll actually mute whatever he's saying through proximity or in an operation. If he's in an operation with you and he's just blasting music or something, you can mute him there as well. Report in case he's doing something wrong, command or whisper. I showed you about the whisper chat. So we're just going to remove him from there. All right. So now you guys know how to commend players. You know how to communicate with them directly through whisper. I'm always thinking I'm going to get hit squish. You can be killed by those shipping containers. If he drops that on your head, you will die. Yeah, so let me just get over here and finish the thing here. So yeah, now you know how to add people to your friends list. You'll be able to see whenever somebody's online. So like the star next to that guy's name means he's online. Everybody who doesn't have a star next to their name means they're not online. So you'll be able to see whenever your friends are online. This friends list is in-game only. It does not interact with Steam. So if you add them here, they're not actually on Steam. It's it's not showing you that they're online through Steam. They're not on your Steam's friends list, I should say. All right, guys. Now, some of you are probably wondering, how do you get a flatbed and how do you get a shipping container? Usually, there are going to be a lot of flatbeds lying around. You should be able to just grab one. But if you don't have one, they're made with RMATs, and you have to create. I'll go right over here first where I'm safe, and then I'll look on the map to show you the area. Oh, enemy spotted. Let's turn off the intelligence just for a second, and then we'll switch over here to the construction yard. This is where you're going to be making your shipping containers and stuff at. So we're going to go right on over here to the construction yard, and I'll show you how that's done. I don't have any BMATs in my inventory right now, but I'll just demonstrate to you so you'll know how. So you can go over to the refinery. I showed you in the last video, episode 5, how do you get some BMATs out of the refinery. You can just go to the refinery or to the storage depot if they have them in there. And you see this guy right here, he's using the crane. Now what you can do is, while over here, this is the shipping yard the construction yard that I'm on right now, this little building right here, construction yard. So what you do is you click E on this area close to the building here, or I think actually anywhere on the platform will let you do it too. No, you have to be close to the building. Yeah. So you have to be close to the building over on this side. Hit E, and then you can just select shipping container. So you can build your own shipping container. You can also build your flatbed production parts, but you can see the requirements for that is refined materials. So you need 30 refined materials to be able to make the flatbed trucks, and you'll be able to make 5 of them, I believe. So if you ever want to just make your own flatbed and you got the refined materials, just come on over here. Same thing with tanks. Same thing with the light utility vehicles. Just come on over here, and this is how you create your other vehicles in the game. I'm not going to be creating any of those. I'm just showing you if you wanted to come make them. And what I'll do is I'll bring up the silhouette here for the shipping container. We're not going to fill that in though. So all you do is you just left click on that. Bada bing. So if I had the B mats in my inventory and my hammer equipped it in slot number 1, I could actually start building that. But I'm not going to build that because I don't need it.
Or disappeared on me. Disappeared on me.
Oh fuck.
All right. So now you guys know how to make your own shipping containers. You guys know how to transport them around on flatbeds. You know the proper way to use flatbeds and the shipping containers to submit the raw materials for refining. In the last video, I told you guys not to do it that way. And it doesn't mean that it's a bad way. It's just that people were using it incorrectly. And that's part of the problem. When you use it incorrectly, you waste a ton of time trying to do trying to do normal things. All right, guys, I'm parking the flatbed over here. This is a nice little open yard to park it on. I'm just going to try to line it up as best I can right here. Leave it unlocked. There we go. Yeah, it's got some extra fuel in there. I'll fuel it up real quickly just to top that off. All right, so I'm going to leave it unlocked. So down here at the Actions tab, you see you can lock it and unlock it. And this is for squad locking. I'm not going to squad lock it. So it's unlocked now. Anybody can come up and use that. And the reason I'm leaving it here is because it cannot be stored in the storage depot. So that's why I'm just parking it and leaving it right down the street. If anybody needs it, they can take it. The box that was on back, I let Cody take it and stack it. Now, one of the things I want to tell you guys real quick, let me mute the mic real quick because there are a bunch of people talking in this area. When you stack boxes like this, do not ever unpack a box. Like, you do not come over here and unpack any of these boxes while they're stacked. They will glitch and cause problems. So you don't ever want to come over here pressing E or clicking on any of these boxes. So don't unpack them. That'll create problems for the team. All right, most of what I've shown you so far is import logistics on how to import raw material into your town. So if I just turn that off real quick to get rid of some of this stuff. Import logistics is a term used for importing raw material into your refining area. Also included in the import logistics is if you are just taking like building material like B-mats and manufacturing them into weapons and ammunition tools such as radios, wrenches, sledgehammers, and storing them into your storage depot. All of that's included in your import logistics. That's normally what I do because you need a constant flow of resources in. All right, guys, let's talk about export logistics now. With export logistics, that's when you're going to be taking all those building materials, weapons, ammunitions, and tools and exporting them from your home region, like from your storage depot and your refinery. Once you load up your truck, that shipping container, or a regular basic transport truck, and you export it to the front lines where the people are fighting and need the materials. It's a little more dangerous out there because that's where all the bombs are falling. That's where the people are fighting. You can easily get your truck shot up. I mean, enemies could be hiding in a bush somewhere, and when you drive by, they'll shoot your truck up. So, like say in an area like this right here, you see how there's no defenses along that road? Even though you have a watchtower that can show you where the enemies are, excuse me, I gotta clear my throat. You have a watchtower that can show you where the enemies are, doesn't mean that they won't actually show up there and try to shoot your truck up. So you're gonna always have to keep your wits about you when you're doing export logistics to the front lines. Now, also, when you're doing export logistics, I try not to use shipping containers and flatbeds because, as you can see, there's no storage depot out there for you to quickly drop the materials off. So if you do take a flatbed out there, there's going to have to be a crane out there to get the shipping container off the back of the flatbed. And then guys are going to have to start assembling the crates from the shipping container by hand and depositing them into the field outpost. So let me turn the intelligence down. So you'll probably be dropping off like, say here, because it'd be crazy to take a flatbed down here with all that fighting going on right down here. So I would never take a flatbed into something like this. First of all, you can see the road is blocked with some of the stuff built on the road. Like I was actually down there earlier, and you see all those blue dots on the road. I would just look at that and say, no, I'm not going to deliver anywhere near past that part. A flatbed would never make it through there anyway. I barely got a motorcycle through there. So a flatbed would never make it through there. So if you are driving a flatbed, just know that you're going to have to check the roads using the map. So that way you can see whether or not you can actually service that area. Also, you will want to communicate through chat to figure out if there's a crane in this area, which there is a crane. There was a crane back here somewhere. Somebody would actually have to drive that over to this area, then take this shipping container off the back of your truck, assemble the crates by hand from the shipping container, and deposit them into the field base. That's a long-winded process. It's much better to use your standard transport truck, because then you could pull right on up to the field base and deposit the goods into the field base and get the hell out of there. There's always going to be a lot of vehicles. Like you see all these little triangles on the map. You can see over here in the key, it shows you that the triangles are vehicles. There's always going to be vehicles parked on the front line. So if you don't have a vehicle, you can come down there and take one. Or if you just want to repossess vehicles, that I do that from time to time. I'll actually catch a ride down there with Logi, and I'll just grab a vehicle and drive it right back up here to the storage depot and store it here, where logistics members can come on later on and start using to get logistics going for our team. So now you guys know about import and export logistics. Sometimes export logistics happens where, say the guys over here in, what is this map right here? Is that Land of Mercy? They might need certain materials that we have an abundance of. I'm just going to use BMATs for now for an example. You can export BMATs from our location over into this location. So it's going from a home region to a home region, not an actual front line. Excuse me. It's going to base, and that is still export logistics, even though it's not going to a front line. But on most occasions, export logistics is going to happen when you go from a home base to a front line. So now you guys know the lingo. You guys know how to actually use the shipping containers. You know how to commend people. I hope you guys like the information that I put in this video. Please leave a like on the video, like and subscribe. Tell me what you think about the information that I'm sharing with you. And next, we're going to work on some combat. I would do some export logistics here, but when I was last on that front line, it was complete madness. And it would just be so hard to get a video of me driving through all of that mess down there trying to support those bases. And, you know, I figure you're going to find out what that's like. Also, one other thing I want to talk to you about, and just in case you didn't know, like say for instance, if you were going to the front line, so you're driving from the base down here, when you get to that map border, you're going to bump into it and you're going to hit E. And when you hit E, it'll allow you to then cross the border into the next region. So that's how you go from region to region. And if you have somebody muted, so if I'm in an operation and one of the guys is blasting music, so I had to mute him. Let me go over here. He's blasting music or something, you know, doing something disruptive, so I had to mute him. When you cross through regions, for some reason it unmutes him. So then you'll have to mute him again. I think that's a bug. I'm not exactly sure, but, you know, just giving you a heads up. If you muted somebody for some reason and they all of a sudden become unmuted, so you're hearing the music and all of that again, that's why it's a bug. So take care, guys. I hope you enjoyed the information. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below if you found the information helpful. If you want to help me out, the like and subscribe and commenting down below will be very helpful to me. And I thank you guys for watching. I'm going to have another video pretty soon on the combat side of things. That's going to be pretty fun. We're going to talk about being a medic on the front line and other combat tactics that can help you out. So you guys have a good day. Take care. Bye-bye.